my dear friends. My name is Mark. You're watching Welcome to Mark's Bible Study. So happy to be with you. Videos we are adding on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We are recording new videos on those the same days. And my dear friends, we are going to talk about fasting. We are going to talk about fasting, which is which fasting is avoiding to eat all day, avoiding to eat. So this is this is actually very important to understand the thing about fasting. And I'm gonna also talk to you about danger about fasting, because the danger about fasting there's a danger about fasting. So we're gonna talk about a little about that. I hope you are cooperative with me today. So yeah. Seriously, if you don't know, if you don't like what I'm talking about, just get the fudge out of here. Just I will forgive you, right? I will forgive you, but I don't just put those videos for just. I just don't put those videos on YouTube just for decoration, my dear friends. I don't put those videos just for decoration. And a discussion about fasting is verse 14. We are still in Matthew chapter 9, my dear friends, and we are gonna read a discussion about fasting. So one day, the disciples of John the Baptist came to Jesus and asked him, "Why don't you disciples fast like we do and the Pharisees do?" Jesus replied, and this is what Jesus is actually is telling all the disciples: Do wedding guests mourn while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. Besides, who would patch old clothing with new clothing? For the new path would shrink and rip away from the old cloth, leaving an even bigger tear than before. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the old skins would burst from the pressure, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine is stored in new wineskins, so that the both are proved. So what is happening here? And that Jesus is. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry for that. Anyway, what Jesus was saying about fasting. And fasting is not eating. It's just avoiding all the food. Avoiding breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Who wants to do that? Right? Who wants to do that? Anyway, this is anybody else's individual decision. Somebody doesn't fast, doesn't gain weight, right? Doesn't gain weight, doesn't build muscles. Well, but fasting is also not eating, right? It's not eating anything, even snacks, right? This is fasting. We're not eating all day. How can you not eat all day? You are created by God. That eating is really important. This is what you do: drink, eat, and do all those kinds of stuff, right? Excuse me. So the thing is that people fast. This is actually wrong. This is actually wrong. This is actually wrong. Jesus is telling some stuff about fasting. That fasting is supposed to be. But fasting. That's fasting. Jesus said about fasting. What is really is not for like fasting is not forbidden, right? It's not forbidden. It's not illegal. It's not against the law or something. Fasting is not against the law. But fasting is not eating. Fasting is not eating. How can you function that your stomach or your brain is telling you that your body needs something? That your body needs some food. How are you going to do that without eating? You need to eat. You need to eat. You need to accept those gifts from God. Those are the gifts from God. The food is a gift from God. The food is a gift from God. You're not supposed to be playing with it. You're supposed to be full with it. Those are the gifts. Those are the elements of your life. Eating is one of the elements of your life. So fasting is the opposite of this. Is not being grateful for your body. It's just not feeding yourself. It's just not feeding yourself. My step-grandmother did that. Which I was saying, this is ridiculous because fasting is not okay. And who the heck told me something that you need to eat pepperoni pizza when you were 18 years old? Some doofus told me that, right? Some doofus. No, that is not against the law that is not against the law that kids cannot eat pepperoni pizza. Oh, I'm eating pepperoni pizza, I'm going to jail. This is stupid. Right? I understand about alcohol, but I don't drink alcohol. I'm saying in the Mark Tales and on DJ Mark 2000, I'm not drinking alcohol, and somebody doesn't trust me. Somebody doesn't believe me. Mark is drinking alcohol. Oh my gosh. I don't drink alcohol. Because alcohol is abusive to your body and to your feelings. Can do lots of damage. I understand in Jesus' times that water was not good, that other drinks were not existing, that the water was really... Sorry. Excuse me. That the water was really dangerous and people were drinking wine. And people were drinking wine. And the first miracle was that Jesus turned water. The first miracle that Jesus turned water into wine. But somebody is overdoing it, right? Some people in bars are overdoing. Women overdo that. You're drinking whiskey, bimber, vodka, and all that stuff. That is, and all those margaritas and martinis and all that stuff. People get insane from those stuff, right? People get insane from those things. No, Jesus didn't drink something like this. Jesus drank wine. Jesus drank wine in the Last Supper before he was dead in the cross. What I'm saying is, that is the fallen world, and every single drunk person and every single person who drinks too much alcohol is aggressive. He's insane. He's just insane. You can even if a parent drinks too much alcohol, or he's addicted to drugs or something like this, he can hurt his own. He can hurt his own child, and then the police is coming. Oh, parent is going to jail because of drug abuse. Because for child abuse, you can go to jail too, right? I almost called the police on my teachers that they would. Excuse me. I should have called the police on my teacher because she was abusive to me. She was abusive. She was too critical. She was too strict on me, and I didn't like it. She was paralyzing my life at school, right? She was completely a stupid maniac. She was a complete maniac that she didn't know what she was doing. And some kind of a lady that I was in grade school, and I was like 11 or 12 years old, and she called the police on me because she thought I was attacking her. And some parents told me that I cannot talk to their son because they thinking I'm a fugitive. You know what? I should tell the police the whole my life story and call the Polish police to arrest all those people who really treated me like this. That's why I'm very interested into police. That's why. Not because I want to get revenge, because revenge in the Bible is bad. Because what it says about revenge in the Bible, what is bad? Treat yourself like the others are treating you. And they were not treating me fairly. They were treating me like I'm some kind of a fugitive. Let's not get into that path. Because I already forgive those people. And those people are going to be judged by God. In the end times, they're going to be sorry. They're going to be sorry for those. They're going to be sorry for those. They're going to be sorry for themselves what they did to me that I didn't deserve. I didn't deserve that kind of a treatment. I didn't deserve to be abused from some kind of an alcoholic maniac who was living with me in Poland through the whole childhood. And then he left my mother, and then he married some kind of a woman that she turned into being a maniac. I was like Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson is my favorite singer, but he had a very terrifying father. I was like Michael Jackson, right? Like, what the heck? I didn't deserve that, right? I didn't deserve that. I'm gonna tell that on YouTube too, that other people should put their stuff in their head that sometimes people who don't deserve stuff, they did it, and actually what is dangerous and what is against the law. Because no teacher should abuse their own students. That's stupid. That's stupid. That is a criminal justice that teachers are doing that. Teachers are supposed to be fun, and teachers are supposed to be teaching other children, not being freaking maniacs, not being freaking strict maniacs. Right? This is the whole thing. I had two of those in Seneca High School. And everybody was looking at me, and thinking, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. That lady was trying to attack me. That trying to attack me, right? And I almost called the police. I almost called the police on those teachers because I said, I'm done. Let's go back to fasting. This is the whole cursive thing that happened to me that I didn't deserve. I was a fugitive all the time. Everybody was blaming me that I did that. I was the fugitive of this. I was the fugitive in Seneca High School, at school in Poland, I was at school, when I was bullied at school. I was the one who was the fugitive, but nobody can blame other people. Nobody can blame yourselves because you're the one who is innocent. Yeah. Well, fudge on you, because there's gonna be a day when I'm gonna be so mad at those people that I'm gonna put them behind behind the gate of jail. Yeah. Just like those YouTube channels. The girl was making money, right? The girl was making money. And that was the scene when the girl was making money, and then that boy interrupted the whole thing. That boy who thought that I am rich, I have all this money, and I have all this. That was the dark side of. That was Satan doing that, actually. He was so sneaky, and he was like stealing that little girl's, that she was trying to make money. You know, that boy should go to jail for that. That stealing is against the law. No other YouTube channels can understand that. Evil twins cannot understand that stealing is against the law because they're evil. That kid was evil. That one black boy who was a complete maniac. He was gone to this poor girl and he was stealing all her ingredients that she was making money for. What in the world, right? And then I'm watching Cops and Robbers. This is really fun. This is really fun to watch Cops and Robbers. This is really fun. I got into it all the time. I'm getting into it all the time, but kids cannot be policemen. Those boys on Into the Hunt, they were very too vile. That's why I couldn't watch it. So let's go back to fasting, because I'm distracted about any topics here. So fasting is all about not eating, right? I don't want to go to this. I don't really want to go to this path when I was paralyzed in the past, right? Because I didn't deserve all this. I didn't deserve parents being parents instead of my beloved, loving mom that she cared about me, or my grandparents, or my friends from the race. I blame those people who were treating me like a fugitive at school, right? Like I didn't do anything. And there was this one girl, oh my gosh. She was a Satanist. She was just a Satanist, you know? She was just a friggin' Satanist. If I could talk to her, she would growl at me, and she would talk back to me. Man, she was terrible. Just like my niece right now. She is 15 years old, and she has a big mouth. And my nephew doesn't talk to me because he has a big mouth. Don't worry, he's a kid, he can do everything he wants. That's why they're so spoiled. Right? Spoiled children do that. I ain't gonna be really a nice father, but I'm not gonna tolerate that kind of a behavior that somebody is gonna ignore me when somebody is trying to talk. I'm trying to talk to somebody. I'm not gonna tolerate that. I'm getting really easily frustrated, my dear friends, because of my problem, because my autism problem. I'm getting really easy frustrated. Some people who have autism have some kind of a phobia. They're afraid of everything. They are sad all the time. Some people are angry all the time. Some people cannot walk. Some people cannot hear. Some people cannot see. Some people are going. Some people. Even I saw a man wearing a dress because he doesn't know who he is. What the frig is that, right? What the frig is this? I mean, this is a fallen world, my dear friends, and this is a fallen world that we are living in. And I have to see all of those maniacs and weirdos. They are like some kind of a gender dysfunction. This is not normal. This is not normal. Those are people possessed by a devil. Those are people possessed by a devil, and those other spoiled brats are possessed by a devil because they think, oh, I can do everything. I'm a teenager, and I will do everything what I want. That's their attitude. That's their freaking attitude. I'm a teenager, I'm 15 years old, I'm 16 years old, and I will do whatever I want. I will not listen to anybody else what to do. Nobody is going to tell me what to do, and I'm going to do what I want. Shame on you. I'm not going to get revenge. I'm just going to forgive those people who treated me like this. Because I'm done being a fugitive. Sometimes I'm saying, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a policeman, and I want to close those people in jail so they will not come out. Because this is what they deserve, in my opinion. In my opinion. That's how mad I am sometimes. Sometimes when I am autistic, right? I'm autistic. And people in Poland didn't understand the thing about autism. People didn't understand the thing about autism. I went to a therapeutic middle school, and my stepmother, she was a freaking lawyer, and then my father, who was a abusive rat, who took me to the police that I was innocent, that I was doing what is right. Well, fudge with Poland right now. Fudge with Poland. Fudge with Poland. Seriously. And excuse my language, but what the fuck? Excuse my language, but I didn't deserve all that. Let's go back to fasting. Fasting is not the way that you should treat your body. Fasting is not the way. Is not the way that you should treat your body. You should eat all the time. You should eat the way that God is telling you, with the fork and the knife and with the spoon sometimes. Not other way. Sometimes when you have french fries or chips with your hands, but seriously with the fork and the knife. Right? Amen? Amen. So thank you so much for joining me into this wonderful Bible study. Excuse my language sometimes, because sometimes I'm getting frustrated at using that kind of language. Seriously. So thank you. I'm trying not to use that kind of a language, but when people deserve what they deserve, they do deserve that, and I forgive them. And I'm really sorry for those people that they treated me like this, right? So thank you so much. God bless you, and I will see you in next video. Bye.